it's interesting that you asked that question. You're talking about Compton, California, and you're talking about Beverly Hills. I was born in Compton, myself, in real life, and that's why I put that city in the movie. And I think that it was really important for us to show that that little girl had an absolutely full, expanded, mature life with the family in Compton, equally to having a life in Beverly Hills. In fact, you know, that's why we showed certain things, like her playing the piano in my house with just her tutor, which seemed pretty pedestrian, and yet down in Compton, she's playing music filled with her cousins and everything. And it was, and I think Mike Binder wrote a great American screenplay. And I hate to say great American screenplay because it's kind of like leaving out great, you know, Italian screenplays or great French. But it's a very American story. And the hope was that it would be universal in its impact. And you know, race is something that we have to deal with. And I thought that speech, I made a movie called Field of Dreams. And in it, there's a speech that James Earl Jones gives about baseball, the mythical love affair that America has with baseball. And what's interesting about that speech is Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, couldn't have written that speech about a game they loved. Talking Heads couldn't have written a speech about baseball. And it took this one kind of J.D. Salinger mythical character that writes this most amazing story about what it is about baseball. And I thought the same thing happened, even though these movies are really opposites of each other. I thought something almost equal happened in Black and White, that out of the mouth of a drunk, a grandfather, someone who was scared, came the perfect logic of what it's like to deal with when race is brought up in a place where it's not appropriate. The reason we fight over race, sometimes it's not appropriate. You know, and in this instance, I thought Mike did something, you have to give it to him. There's a level of genius in Mike saying, when I see a beautiful woman, the first thing I think about are her breasts. Because I do. And I don't know if that makes me a pervert. I don't know what it makes me. It just makes me kind of flawed. And he says it's the same thing with race. It's not my first thought that counts. It's my second, my third, and fourth that will define me if I'm a racist or not. And I have to say that when I read that, I knew that I had read something that was, for me, literary genius. Not easy to do, seemed like simple sentences connected together, but it was very, very powerful, and that's why I call it a great American screenplay.